Hey everybody. I just wanted to come on and do a quick video. First off, I wanted to let everybody know, anyone who watches my videos or whatever, I did make three different playlists to kind of organize my videos, I guess, so they're not all chaotic. I have a wrestling video playlist for all my wrestling videos, which this is a wrestling video, so it'll be in that playlist. A fragrance playlist, and a Disney related playlist. So those three, and then my other just kind of miscellaneous videos I just kept out. Whatever. I might do a playlist for them later. I don't know. But anyway, um, this video is related to WWE. And it's not a review or anything, but it's kind of my message to WWE. Like, dude, what the hell? I'm sure everyone's noticed over the years. When back in the 90s, early 2000s, whatever, it was still, WWE, WWF, before it changed, versus WCW, with ECW in there too, until WCW first went out of, or WCW and ECW went out of business, and then for a while there it was just kind of just WWE until TNA came out, obviously formed by Jeff Jarrett, and I have to say I'm glad he did that, because I think with just WWE out, it sucks. Like, there's no competition, there's no way to see what really good wrestling is. When you have just one of something, you don't have anything else to compare it to. So what's the point? You know what I mean? So I'm glad they did that, but it seems like recently, and over the years, a lot of WWE Superstars and even WCW Superstars have jumped to TNA, and I'm kind of like, yo, WWE, what are you doing? You're supposed to be the big heavyweight in wrestling. You're WWE, the biggest wrestling company in the world. And I have like a list of, wrestlers that have done this. Not There's a couple that didn't go to WWE, but you'll see. Anyway, first off, we have Mr. Anderson, who, as you know, was in the WWE before, under the ring name Mr. Kennedy. So, I mean, a lot of these guys, they kept the ring name and everything, or changed it slightly, but, still went from WWE to the TNA. Then you have Matt and Jeff Hardy, who basically their whole career, and for all these, I'm not counting like independent circuit. I'm just counting WCW, ECW, WWE, TNA. Those companies that they've been in, not like little independent whatever. Not that those aren't good. I'm just trying to shorten this video as much as I can. But anyway, as you know, Matt and Jeff Hardy both started out their professional careers in the WWE. They were there for years, until finally Jeff Hardy went to TNA. Then he returned to WWE for a while, and then finally came back to TNA and is in TNA now. And then recently, like a week or two ago, Matt Hardy went to TNA, has joined TNA from WWE, which I didn't even realize until Genesis when he debuted it. I thought he was still in the WWE. I didn't know. But anyway, and then Kazarian. I didn't realize Kazarian had been in the WWE. He must have been in for a short amount of time when I wasn't really watching, because I guess he went from TNA to the WWE, back to TNA, and that's where he is now. And a lot of these, I think they're doing better in the TNA. You know, they're getting more spotlight. I think that's a good thing that TNA does, even with the not smaller, but less famous superstars. They still get equal time. I think. Another one this is one of the knockouts, which is Winter, who was in the WWE also prior to coming to TNA as Katie Lee Burchill, who was in there for a while with Paul Burchill. I guess they were supposed to be brother and sister. I don't know. And then we have Brian Kendrick, who actually, I guess, started out in the WWE, then went to TNA and kind of did indie stuff too. Then went back to WWE, and finally he's back in TNA. So he kind of jumped around there, back and forth. And then we have Bubba Ray and Devon, who were a tag team in the in ECW, then went to WWE, and then both went to TNA. So they kind of stayed together, but still moved from ECW to WWE to TNA. Eric Bischoff, as you know, started off in WCW, then went to WWE, was general manager, I think, for Raw, yeah, a while there, and then went to TNA. And then one of the big names, one of the biggest, is Hulk Hogan, probably the biggest. Started off in WWE back when it was WWF. Then went to WCW. Then had a short period back in the WWE a couple years ago with his big feud with The Rock. That was a really big match that they had at WrestleMania. And then went to TNA. And which I think is really cool because he's kind of helping them grow as a company. But anyway. Then obviously we have Jeff Jarrett, who was in the WWE, then went to WCW, and eventually formed TNA. Kevin Nash started. Actually, I think he was in the WWE first. I think. I think as Diesel, was he? I think. But then went to WCW, back to WWE for a short period of time, and then in TNA. And apparently he's still in TNA. We haven't seen him in a while, though. But whatever. Then Kurt Angle was in the WWE originally as a professional wrestler. Before that, he was in the Olympics and everything. That, whatever. And then came to TNA. But whatever. And then Matt Morgan, which is kind of a special case here. He was actually one of the contestants on WWE's Tough Enough 2. Then he had a short period of time when he was in the WWE. Then finally went to TNA, which I think was a good move for him because he's one of the biggest stars in TNA now. So that was good for him, even though he started off with WWE. Mick Foley, obviously, WWE to TNA. Mike Tenay is the only one who wasn't in WWE on this list, but he went from WCW to TNA. I'm surprised he didn't go to WWE because it seemed like after ECW and WCW went out of business, everybody went to WWE. RVD, ECW, WWE, TNA. I'm trying to go fast now because I'm running out of time, I think. I don't know. Shannon Moore, WCW, WWE, TNA. Taz, ECW, WWE, TNA. Tommy Dreamer, ECW, WWE, TNA. And yeah, if I missed anything in this, leave a comment. I went through it really quick. I just had this idea last second. But yeah, leave me comments and stuff. Rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff as usual. All right, see you guys.